Hello, movie lovers. If you haven't seen the first part of our biggest box office failure series, make sure to check it out. We covered films that crashed despite massive budgets, but Hollywood never ceases to surprise us. Today, you'll learn about even more high-profile movies that failed to meet studio expectations and turned into financial disasters. Some flopped due to weak scripts, others suffered from poor marketing, and some were simply released at the wrong time. Hit the like button and support our channel by subscribing if you find something new and interesting. Now let's continue our list. 8. Ghostbusters, 2016. Sony hoped to reboot the iconic franchise by investing $144 million in the film. Plot: a female team of Ghostbusters fights paranormal threats. Why did it fail? Many fans rejected the casting change, and the humor felt too childish. Global box office earnings were $229.1 million, which didn't meet the studio's expectations. IMDb rating, 6.8 out of 10. Let's move on. 9. The Dark Tower, 2017. An adaptation of Stephen King's beloved fantasy series that blends fantasy, western, and sci-fi. Sony had plans for an entire cinematic universe, with a budget of $66 million, but marketing costs pushed expenses much higher. Plot: a young boy from New York discovers another world where the last gunslinger, Roland Deschain, battles the Man in Black to save the Dark Tower, the center of the universe. Why did it fail? Fans were disappointed as the deep and complex book series was turned into a simplistic action film. Additionally, the movie lasted only 95 minutes, which was far too short to develop its story properly. In the end, it grossed just $113 million, forcing the studio to cancel all plans for a sequel. 10. Battleship, 2012. Universal wanted their own Transformers, a big-budget sci-fi blockbuster based on the board game Battleship. The budget was a massive $209 million. Plot: during naval exercises in the Pacific, the U.S. Navy encounters an alien threat. Humanity must engage in an epic battle against highly advanced invaders. Why did it fail? The film felt like a desperate attempt to replicate Transformers without an engaging story. The dialogue was weak, characters were unmemorable, and the main attraction was chaotic special effects. Despite grossing $303 million worldwide, the film didn't break even due to massive production and marketing costs. However, we believe it's still worth watching, despite critical backlash. 11. Planet of the Apes, 2001. This was the first attempt to reboot the classic Planet of the Apes franchise. Directed by Tim Burton, Fox hoped for a blockbuster and a potential sequel, investing $100 million in production. Plot: astronaut Leo Davidson lands on a mysterious planet where apes rule over humans who are treated as slaves. Why did it fail? The film confused audiences, especially with its bizarre ending. Weak performances, illogical plot twists, and an awkward redesign of the apes led to more laughs than awe. The box office reached $362 million, barely covering costs, but failing to justify sequels. IMDb rating, 5.7 out of 10. Moving on. 12. Cats, 2019. A film adaptation of Andrew Lloyd Webber's famous musical Cats, featuring a star-studded cast: Taylor Swift, Idris Elba, Judi Dench. Universal spent $95 million on production and another $100 million on marketing. Plot: a group of anthropomorphic cats participates in a mystical ritual to decide who gets a new life. Why did it fail? The visual effects were disastrous. Human actors in digital catsuits looked terrifying. Some scenes were even re-edited post-release. Ultimately, it grossed only $75 million, becoming one of the biggest flops of the decade. 13. The Matrix Resurrections, 2021. Warner Brothers attempted to revive the legendary franchise with a $190 million budget. Fans expected something epic, while the studio hoped for a new film series. Plot: Neo lives a seemingly normal life, but he slowly remembers his past and once again fights against the Matrix. Why did it fail? The storyline was convoluted and senseless, leaving many viewers confused. It earned only $159 million, failing to recoup its budget. Even we were disappointed. It just didn't compare to the epic original trilogy. 14. Fantastic Four, 2015. 20th Century Fox tried to reboot Fantastic Four in a darker, more serious style, like Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight. The budget was $120 million. Plot: four young scientists gain superpowers after a failed experiment and must save the world from the villainous Victor Von Doom. Why did it fail? Director Josh Trank lost control of the final cut due to conflicts with the studio, resulting in a dull, unbalanced film with poor special effects and weak characters. Reports state that it grossed between $109 million and $130 million, failing to cover its costs. 15. Percy Jackson, Sea of Monsters, 2013. Despite the moderate success of Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief, 2010, the sequel couldn't match its predecessor's performance. The budget was around $95 million. Why did it fail? The film received mixed to negative reviews due to major deviations from the book series. Poor marketing and waning interest in the franchise also contributed to its struggles. Though it grossed nearly $201 million, it wasn't enough to justify another sequel, leading to the cancellation of the franchise. IMDb rating: 5.7 out of 10. Even the biggest studios aren't immune to failure. Sometimes it seems like all the right ingredients for success are there: a star-studded cast, a massive budget, and spectacular effects. But audiences vote with their wallets, and the results can be surprising. What do you think? Which of these movies disappointed you the most? Or do you think some of them are actually underrated? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. We cover not only box office flops, but also cult classics, fascinating movie facts, and much more. Hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with the most exciting film industry stories.